This is just an example of a sample script as it should usually look like. Here you should see that short numbers are there. Here some text is shown. The title of the program is shown, and here that how much of the short is there. Roughly it is shown through pictorial representation. Some more inputs which are required here, and these are the corresponding narration that goes with it. And you will find that since these are in continuation from top to bottom, the narration will also be in continuation from top to bottom. Each line will be corresponding to this visual. This is how your storyboard will proceed. But it's not necessary that each frame should have some narration. It's not must. Okay, so you can have certain frames where the visuals are giving more information, and sound may or may not be there. It depends up to you. Then how do we have visual transitions? These are just some clips just to clarify you the concept how we use these. Like this is a shot, the lady coming from the car. We want to show that she is going to meet somebody. So this is your first shot coming this way. This is second shot. She has to go to this building. This is the shot of the corridor inside, and as she opens the door, meets the person. So virtually you are taking a transition from outdoor to indoor in just 4 shots. Of course, the subject will take some time to move and go out of frame. Okay, but you see visual shot image sizes are also changing. This is a sort of one long shot. This is another long shot. So this is the shot showing where she is coming from, getting down from the car, where she is entering the building. So just 2 shots and they give the transition. Then just in between one corridor shot and the person meets. Just 4 shots. And if you don't have these 4 shots, if you don't take the help of these visual language, her getting down from the car and meeting these people, this man, you can just imagine it's very difficult to visualize. Very difficult to visualize, because your cameraman will have to follow, and the shot will be at least 4 minutes long, because she may take 3 to 4 minutes time to enter this area. In video you don't have so much time. Video means one shot, cut to next shot, and you are there. You see any flight taking off from Delhi airport, cut to Heathrow, and the plane lands in Heathrow. Just 2 shots and you have traveled 12,000 kilometers. That is visual language. We can't have a camera running for 12 hours to reach London. Okay. Another example, transition. See this lady or this man moving from this office room to another office. She picks up the bag, show the direction of bag picking up like this in the next frame. In the next shot, show the reversal with the effect. Reversal now places the bag and is in the new environment. Just visuals. Through 4 visuals you are changing the location. But you have a gamut of effects at your disposal when you are in post-production. You can see whether it's giving a continuity or it's giving a jump. Avoid the jumps. So, but think visually. You should be a good visualizer to have a changeover, because continuous shots are not the language of television. In single shot you can't communicate everything. Think in terms of different image sizes, different locations, how to change over from one to another. So these are just one example. Some more examples are there. Establishing shot. We want to highlight the last shot is this one actually. These 2 people working here in an environment. How do we establish it? This is extreme long shot. Okay. Some vehicle is moving. These arrows are showing the direction of vehicle. It comes. 3rd frame shows that the vehicle is coming here. 4th one shows the person who is sitting in it. And some people are working. Maybe it's a shot inside a prison. These persons are working on some location. Tight close-ups, very tight close-up, and then these 2 people. So approach is from wide shot to close-up. you are establishing. Approach can be reverse also. You can establish a scene from starting from close shot to wide also. Start from the tight close up, hammering, then next wide, next wide, next wide, and then the final action. So these are approaches. Here we have shown wide to close. Second approach could be close to wide. Okay, so these variations are at your disposal. Similarly, establishing shots can also be explained here. This lady is getting down. The car stops here. She gets down. Now she has to enter this house. We show it from the back of this lady. Now she has traveled this way. Arrow shows. Now on the door, as she enters here, on the door knocks, and the person comes and meets. So just 6 shots, and we are showing the changeover. And there is so much of action. The car moves, stops, she gets down, then she goes to the building, entering, knocking, and the person. In your case, if it is an educational program, it may be changeover from classroom to lab, one lab to another, or in the same lab from table 1 to table 2, table 2 to table 3, apparatus 1 to apparatus 2, but you need transitions there also. Okay? Because there are situations when you move from one to another. So you have to use these transitions. Then when we change from one shot to another, we do it with a cut or a dissolve. Cut means changing from one to another. What is the transition? How we are changing? So this is just an example that when the telephone rings, the lady is trying to pick up the phone. So we will cut from this shot to this shot when she picks. That is the action. What happens? Why we cut on the action? Because when you cut on the action, then your attention goes the least, because your mind is captured in the action. So the change of shot is not really realized. You don't feel that the shot has changed, because your mind, through your sense of sight and the sense of hearing, is engrossed with the action. So when telephone rings, she picks up the phone, and as she picks, you cut to the close-up of this telephone. These are called transitions. So it could be a cut, fade, dissolve, wipe. So when you will do the post-production, I think you can learn these things. Planning the words means for the ears, but you are writing. Remember that you are writing the words that will be heard by the audience and not read. Whatever you will write, it will be ultimately read out by the narrator before a microphone and then inserted in the video. There are differences between written and spoken language. That same difference as we feel, say, between a newspaper and radio. Radio is for ears, newspaper is for eyes. Okay? So they are targeting our different senses. Ignore rules for written grammar or syntax. Use the words you would say to someone about the subject. We are focusing more on the spoken words and conversational style, because it should be in the first person and straight, as if you are listening and somebody is talking. That exactly happens, that when somebody is talking on the screen and you listen to him. Listen to the conversation in your mind. Put the words down as you hear them. This is how you can, when you are writing a script, when you write, speak out, because ultimately when you speak, you listen also, and then realize whether it is conversational or not. It should be conversational. Language should not be bookish, because language of the print medium is not for ears. We are writing for ears. So when you write, speak out loudly and hear whether it is conversational. If not, rewrite. Spoken words are often contracted. They don't elaborate. They're to the point when we speak. Use them. For example, these are some examples. Cannot, can't, do not, don't, you will, has not, hasn't. Use these one. This may be for the print, but this is for your ears. This is how we speak. So in speech, use direct and active voice. Why active? Because it is direct. Passive is a longer way of saying it. Passive is a narration. You are narrating something. Active is direct. Okay. So we have to go for the shorter version. Written language. This is just an example of what is a written language. Say when we read in a manual or a book, the needle should be replaced by first unscrewing the wing nut and then removing it by pulling it down. This is a language good for book. Okay. But if this action is taking place for a video in a lab, इसको spoken में कैसे करेंगे? See how we use it in spoken. Because now your language has to be visually oriented. You are seeing something that is being done. So your narration should be to replace the needle, unscrew the wing nut and then pull it down. This is a spoken language. Okay. The person is performing this action and you are giving the information. This is a added information that this is a screw nut, whether you are unscrewing and this is a wing nut and what exactly you are doing. Coming to the lecture based video programs and the role of faculty. First condition is there has to be a topic on which you will make a film. There should be a theme. Select the topic and theme on which you want to make the video program. Of course, this is the first point, the starting point. Like the title of a chapter, title of a book, title of a video presentation. This is very important. Title should give the scope also. It should be reflecting the content in the shortest form. Title should not be very long and very big. Title should reflect the content accurately without being too long. Duration. See, for a sort of documentary type of a education program, duration ideally could be between 20 to 30 minutes. Okay, but if it is a lecture based presentation and you are demonstrating certain things and you are able to captivate the interest, then it can be done as per your requirements and it should suit that requirement. Maybe that if you are having a lecture for a class of 45-minute duration, go ahead, because after all, even in classroom you take a 45-minute lecture. So requirement is different, situation is different. But if the presenter is not there and there is only a content, visuals and narration, then it is difficult to sustain that duration. What type of program it is? If the program is meant to be viewed as a part of a prescribed curriculum, then what other titles are proposed to be produced? It may not be a one comprehensive program. It may be part of a series. So in totality, you have to really identify where you are placed. Say part 1 of the series. Say a program has to, like a book may be in 12 volumes. Okay? Each volume having its own title or subtitle. Similarly, the program has to have its own title. Then another alternative to curriculum based program is enrichment type programs. If it is not purely curriculum based program, then you can have enrichment program as we see in UGC higher education program. Enrichment programs should not be critically dependent on specific prior knowledge as a prerequisite. That is a enrichment program. Overview programs can be either curriculum based or enrichment type programs. Knowing your target audience is very important. For which group you are making a program, like whether its program is meant for postgraduate, undergraduate, and at what level, IIT, REC, engineering college, what level of students are there. So that target group you should know. So these are some more groups that we are showing. Diploma, certificate level, program designed for use as self-paced learning materials. Maybe for distance education, if you are designing, then the format will be slightly different. Then part of a continuing education programs for industry or educational institutions or any organization. Maybe you may make program for managers of industry. Okay. Instructional objectives. Set out both general and specific objectives in behavioral terms. What you want to achieve. Select the content and draw the content outline. Outline the subject matter, indicating depth and breadth of intended coverage. How much you want to cover in each part. What format you will like to go in for, like lecture or demonstration mode. Then the judicious use of special effects like slow motion, chroma key, freeze frame, split screen, and many more effects are at your disposal, but use them very judiciously, not just for the sake of using them. They are there to help you, but overdoing is to be avoided. Then identify the graphics, illustrations, animations. After all, they need time to complete. This has to be done in advance. Then research and selection of resources. Dig and probe into the content. Make it up to date. Identify the resources you will require to translate your ideas into video film. Very important. You can't say that it's not really very relevant as on today. If you are releasing a film, it's like a publication. It should be updated. Complete knowledge up to that point when you are producing. Then developing program structure, sequencing. Visualize major sequences and indicate how they can be presented. Then techniques of hooking, seeding, signposting, in addition to breaking up of content into small body sections and then joining them with link sections, are common scripting practices. Signposting is preparing the learner for something that is about to come. It's like a milestone when we are traveling on the highway, so many kilometers to go. So in the subject, when you are designing, prepare for what is about to come. Then special requirements could be, list down special requirements like equipment, facilities, even expertise. You may even hire expert for a program, which may need to be booked, hired, arranged. Then the time frame, indicate time frame commitment, give possible alternatives. Suppose you engage an outsider, tell him, will it be suiting you on Monday? If not Monday, then could it be Tuesday? You can't be just on the other side. It has to be worked out so that you are able to really complete the program. Storyboard, draft the script. Put down the ideas in the form of storyboard, giving details of visuals and corresponding narration. Then you have to write down the final script. Incorporate the ideas given by producer, cameraman, graphic artist, animator. From your script, the producer develops camera script, which contains the technical information necessary for production of program. I think we have dealt with the information. When you actually do it, I think practically you will be knowing various aspects of it when you actually get down to writing something. If not a 20 minutes program, at least a 2-minute program. I think you can always be ready for that. Once you get started, it can get going. All the best.